Alright, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Last time I had this many people watching was... I don't remember. It's been a while. Well, actually, last time they were mainly troll users, which you guys definitely aren't, which is nice. Let's continue. Oh, hey, Mr. Wanders. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm saying your name right, with a little bit of assistance from you, but yeah, much appreciated. We have some colonizing to do. We've got our hydroponic farm on the way, Paradise Prime. We're just starting out with our third colony, well, second colony, third inhabited planet. Yeah, there's 4 unimplemented races, says Mr. Wonders. I hope there will be more. I mean, I don't mind if they add them as DLC or something, you know. It should be alright. Malhurnator, you troll. You epic troll. Song request John Cena. What if I happen to really like John Cena? I might have enjoyed that song. But still no activity. I am putting this out on Twitch, YouTube, and Hitbox at the same time. There's a little bit of an experiment. I'm going to go for some more money. We have 9 out of 11 total population now. That's going to be our maximum population for the time being. We do have some pollution to worry about. It's not enough to really concern me, but we'll clean that up eventually. And for now, I'm going to focus on food production as much as possible, because I want to get to that maximum population. And then we can just take all the people off food that don't need to be on it. We have our first destroyer. The destroyer's coming down here to our pirate base. Wow, that's quite a long way. So that we can bombard it out of existence. I do like the addition of pirates like barbarians in Civilization. I think that's a nice touch, but they're not very complicated. Again, simplistic mechanics are indicative of a game that is still some way from completion, but what is here is very complete. It's playable, it's fun. I like it. I'd like a research lab over here. So we get the bonus to research on our first colony. I must have hella internet to stream through servers. There's actually some good offerings. Restream.io and something called Joycaster are services that you can broadcast to once, and they will pass on your broadcast to those services that you want, and they support a lot of services. I'm just picking the 3 that I think people might want to watch on. I haven't had so much success with Joycaster yet because their website seems to be very slow and I can't seem to get it working properly, but Restream seems to be working for this evening at least. If you're wondering why we're only at 720p and the quality looks pretty ropey, unfortunately I learned today, I found out what the problem was. My ISP is throttling me. Oh, how dare you upload so much data? Yeah, but it's unlimited. Oh yeah, but we've got fair usage policies. Yeah, but your fair usage policies specifically don't apply in your terms and conditions to the unlimited policy. Oh yeah, but this and that. So I'm having an argument with the ISP and saying, look, you know, give me more than 1 meg to stream with, because they're throttling me right back. I can't remember why this frigate was here. Did I build this? What I'm going to do, I'm going to move this down to... Where have we got? Over here. I don't trust these bears. I just want some advance warning if there's any big bear fleets coming through. No, I think it's great that services do offer the ability to stream to multiple places at once, because I run a YouTube channel. Mainly it's been up to this point just archives of various things I think people will be interested in. Like the Xenonauts campaign has over 50 episodes in it now, and some people have actually watched it start to finish on the YouTube channel as well. But if we can put things live on YouTube as well, some people might prefer that. I certainly prefer YouTube gaming as a service to Twitch. I think it's more fully fledged, works a lot better with quality options. But it you know, it doesn't have the same community backing that Twitch does right now. Hence why most people are on Twitch. 720p is perfectly fine for simply observing the game, yes, says Mr. Wonders. I agree. If I could have a better quality, a higher bitrate, my internet can certainly support it, but my ISP says no when it comes to Twitch. Right now, there is a trading standards law in the UK which says you must offer a product as advertised, which they're currently not doing. If it's unlimited, it's unlimited. Unless they have something in the terms and conditions that I signed that says you're not allowed to do that, but I can't find anything. So we've unlocked the cruiser, which is like a heavier version of the destroyer. Oh, it actually says right there, heavier version of the destroyer. Exactly what I was thinking, and some extra armor. But we've also got the space elevator, which is going to make it easier to construct ships, as in take less time, which is great. It's been a while. I'm going to get the biotech going, just because that will lead to further techs. I'm not particularly interested in the cloning center until we start to colonize more worlds, because the cloning center will allow us to have quicker development, so the worlds don't need as many food units to get more population. But that's fine for now. So we have this kind of like, in space obviously you don't have east and west, but we kind of got the eastern side to ourselves. I do like being on the edge, because that means that you're not going to get suddenly attacked from this area, because there's no stars over here that you can inhabit. But we can't get to the center or anywhere else just yet, because of these red lines that we can't cross until we get that technology. On our prime world over here, I'm going to clean up the pollution, and this is what I like about this interface. You can queue up things to build, so we don't have to worry about... Oh, hang on. Did I do that wrong? Clean up the pollution. Yep, and then... No, it's replaced it. How do I queue stuff? Oh. Yep, I did it wrong. So if I'm playing it properly, we can do pollution cleanup and then atmospheric renewer, which will stop pollution building up as quickly. It'll still build up. Well, what is pollution when you're a race of birds? Just like someone going around cleaning up all the bird shit every now and again. I'd be in the beta quadrant in Star Trek parlance. Seems appropriate for an early access game. Yeah, actually. Yeah, although beta has become like a non-friendly word in the gaming community now. So that's why people go for early access, you know. It's just a word, you know. Gmail was in beta for about 5 years. How much pollution have we got here? 3%, so we don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to get the space elevator going here, because I'm sure we'll need some ships at some point. Haven't had to spend any credits yet. We're still building up a healthy supply, although we are over our supply limit now. Oh good, more robots.
Ireland quake at A Alkari colony.
So because we only have the ability to have 5 ships here, we can only we've now well 5 command points. We're spending 8 command points, and that means that we are losing money. That's fine. I can build more star bases when we unlock the right technology to do that. These pirates are attacking us again. 5 frigates against one of him is ridiculous.
This is
oh, more robots. Why does he have 6 eyes?
The human republic has grown in strength, spanning even more planets and showing no signs of stopping.
Good for them.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
So we do have the ability to build death spores, but if we start using horrible weapons to bomb people, our diplomatic status, as suggested by the text there, is going to be affected. People aren't going to like that very much, even if we're not attacking them. So we're not going to do that.
Look, Skylord.
Now we've got a few more options here. So I like microbiotics rather than telepathic training. So this is one of the interesting things.
Magnificent, Highness.
about the tech tree. And the tech tree forces you to make exclusive choices. So sometimes you'll have to choose this or that, and you can't have both. So you have to kind of like think ahead and live with your decisions, which I quite like that as a mechanic. You know, it makes every game play a little bit differently depending on your choice. Not enough yet, but it will. We've still got this space dragon over here, but it's 2,800, and our destroyer is only 500, so we're not going to take that on. We're going to go straight for the pirate base. I don't think bioweapons affect the AI properly at the moment, says Arjamario. I would probably agree with that, but from a kind of roleplay standpoint, I'm going to say let's not do that. Just because, like, we're birds, you know? Like, if we're going to inflict any bioweapons, we just launch a load of bird shit at them from orbit, and then let them deal with that. Like, they'd have all their nicely, freshly washed cars on the surface, and they just get bombarded in bird crap. I don't think that's a technological choice in this game, but it should be. Paradise Prime. Let's focus on food production here. That will also give us a little bit of research. I mean, one of my other problems as well with the game is that a lot of buildings just give you 25% of something. So like the morale system, for example, this building gives you 15% extra morale. This building also gives you 15% extra morale. So there's no real difference in the buildings. I'd like to see some more of that. And more variation. Turn 76 already. Okay, so here's our choice. I don't believe the spying mechanics are properly fleshed out yet, but having a 15% reduction in the amount of resources required to grow your population. This is poorly worded, they need to sort this out. Population growth minus 15% suggests that it makes your population growth worse. I think they need to phrase that differently, but what it means is it's 15% easier to gain population, so we'll choose that one. Super alloys. We don't need any more military techs just yet. We're going to go for xenobiotics here. Actually, let's get deep space exploration out of the way because it's only 4 turns. There is a whole tech tree associated with this game, obviously. It's just not... It's not really diverse enough yet. So here's an example of somebody who is on strike. Our morale is 85%. This guy doesn't want to do any work. Therefore, he's not producing any food. So we've got 7 food, and that's basically the net result. So we've got population's giving us 10 here. We've got a base of 4. It's 14, but we're eating 7. That's still fine for now. That's fine. What I don't know if you can do, you can swap the guy that's on strike. I was going to worry about that. The guy that's on strike is now doing research, so we're getting no research, but we are expanding more quickly, which is what I want. We only need to expand 1 more before we reach maximum population, and then when we do, I can take everybody off food and we can do more interesting things. 8% pollution is not worth worrying about. I kind of wish the pollution was on this screen because I kind of need to know that. This window covers it up at the minute. What we will do is get a starbase going, because when we have a starbase, we can increase our fleet limit, our command point limit, and stop losing money. Our frigate's going to guard this area, just to give us advance warning of the bears.
I have a proposition for you.
90 credits for microbiotics. I'm going to do it just to keep him happy. Like, I don't like giving them techs. I think 90 credits is too low a figure, but never mind. Let's do that. We have another pirate fleet over here. It's going to engage us.
Galactic News Network.
And now, the state of the galaxy. Current ranking of space fleet strengths.
Okay, so yeah, our fleet is not as strong as the other two races that are on the screen there. That's fine for the minute. It's fairly easy to build up a strong fleet. Marine barracks give a 5% morale boost, says Mr. Wonders. Thank you for that. You should probably get a capital going. Okay, let's have a look at that as well. Oh, this guy's wiped out the pirates for us. We don't have to worry about that. But we do have a destroyer down here, so let's take on this pirate base. Oh, they don't actually have any ships. Okay. So we'll just drop our bombs on the population of 1. Wipe out the population. So the way this works is you have to bombard the... It's a very simplistic interface. You have to bombard the enemy troops on the ground, their population and their structures, and various different weapons will do different types of damage. But we had 2 nukes and we took out their, like, one dude. A nuclear bomb just take out, well, it's probably not one dude, but you know what I mean. And the colony's been destroyed.
The destruction of the pirate base has left several buildings standing. One in particular seems overly reinforced. Your troops blow down its door to find the hoarded treasure of the ragged band of thieves you just defeated. You add it to your treasury, vowing to reward the families of those lost in the fight.
That wording doesn't make sense, because we didn't lose anyone in the fight, we just dropped a nuke. It wasn't even a fight. It's a bit weird. I mean, that's a pretty good planet. Oh, actually, the bears have settled here. Just noticed that. Which is annoying. That is a good planet that he's got there. We need to up our colonization, I think.
The economy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
So, civil transport will allow us to transport population from one world to another. I haven't really found that to be that useful, because the way I play, worlds get built up very quickly anyway. So just sending people in ships doesn't seem to be worth it. Fungal farms is restricted to these types of planet, barren, desert and tundra, but will give us extra food. That's always good. Let's have a look. I think troop transport might be useful. It's only a matter of time before the bears declare war on me. Yeah, I know. I just explained that. But yeah, we're gonna have a war eventually, and I want to be able to. Unless you have troop transports, you can't you can't capture worlds. You can obliterate them and then recolonize them, but we'll do it like that instead. I do need that starbase so we can get some money going again. Here's our main fleet. I'm going to leave this on guard over here because I don't trust these guys. I mean, like, one of the games I played, they asked for 1,000 gold, and I said no, and then they declared war. I mean, it's a bit like me going up to you in the street and going, have you got a fiver? And you go, what the hell, like, I don't know you. Why are you asking me for money? I'm not giving you money, and then I declare war on you. It's just, what? Obviously, the state of the diplomacy in this game is quite early. It works, but it doesn't do as much as it could. Okay, so we get 10 command points out of this. Can only be built in the home world, so I probably want to build it on the first colony that we had, where we started the game. Let's have a quick look at our planet here. This dude's on strike, so let's get a morale boost from the government support facility. Yeah, the text in the fungal farms and everything, some of the text is cut off. It does actually scroll if you use a scroll wheel, but I'm not that bothered. It's more like flavor text, really. Okay, so we're still expanding 4 population out of 8. I'm disappointed with the random generation of this because there's so many small worlds. Loads of worlds are really small for some reason. But yeah, let's carry on. There's also no difficulty level in this game that I can see, so it's kind of, this is how difficult it is, no matter what. Which is interesting. I quite like the way that Civ 5 handled difficulty, in that you can either be penalised compared to the AI, or the AI, you know, the AI will never be penalised, but you could get a boost compared to the AI, and that allowed, in multiplayer games, that allowed people to have different levels of advantage. Just buying it, okay. I'll have a look at that. What we'll do is just drag that over. That's actually 960 gold, so I can't afford that. So I can't buy it, but let's queue it up anyway.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
So we've got the global DNA scanner. The security mechanics aren't fleshed out, so that's pretty useless. Troop transport. What that allows us to do is take troops to another world and invade it, in case we need to do that. I think I'm going to look through all these different texts here. I like Xenology just to unlock the next level, but I don't want to do that yet,
Majestic.
because it'll take a lot longer. We might as well get 2 texts rather than 1 in the same amount of time.
Amazing. Look.
Yeah, the Capitol building, some races don't need it. Oh, okay, it's because of the earthquake event. I didn't realise that. I thought it was some races need it, some don't. Interesting. I hadn't actually tied the 2 things together, the earthquake and the Capitol building. I was going to say, I thought some races started with it and others didn't. Hello. It's only a 21 strength, even though they've got 3 ships. It's quite near our home world, though. I'm just going to buy a ship. We need to have a frigate here. And that's just so we got some defences, just in case. Over on this world, we're now at maximum population. So we can cram everybody into production that we can. If we take somebody else off, that's fine. We put them on research, and you can see there's 0 food balance, which means that we're not gaining population, we're not losing population, which is perfect. How's our pollution doing? It's pretty bad, so let's get rid of it, and then build an atmospheric jobby so that it doesn't make more pollution. It will make more, but it'll make it more slowly. Yeah, the random events, I'd like to see more random events. Like, I quite liked the way random events worked in Civ 4. And in Civ 5, they kind of toned them all down. There were some really interesting events in Civ 4, I felt. But this game does need more of them, like the earthquake. I've played a few games now, it's the first time I've seen the earthquake. Morale is 85 here, nobody's suffering from lack of motivation to go to work. But I do want that population. Automate a factory will help us out here. Although, I am going to build some more colony ships in, start colonising some of these worlds, otherwise the bears are just going to get everything. Ha, yeah, SimCity, let's not talk about SimCity. Another game I play quite a lot of on this is City Skylines, which I consider to be the game SimCity should have been. So, my style for City Skylines is very much, very I can't even say it. You know what I'm trying to say? I try and build things very carefully and neatly with City Skylines, so we end up with kind of nice looking cities. Sort of sacrificing some of the game mechanics for just making cities that look good. These guys are actually heading towards Paradise Prime, which is unfortunate. I wonder if there's a pirate base that spawned over here, because how else could these guys have got there? And there is a pirate base here, okay. Let's grab a destroyer then and a couple of frigates. So we'll grab these guys and send them back over here. I kind of like that you can separate fleets so easily. Fleet management isn't very difficult. We are being blockaded now, that's what I was afraid of. But seeing as our starbase is complete now, we have enough points to not be beyond our command limit, which means we're back in profit. It's always nice.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
And these are the bonuses that you really want, rather than a fixed bonus. The last research facility gave us +2 research. This one gives us research per cell. It doesn't really explain what cells are, but it's basically every person that's assigned to research, instead of getting 1 research, they get 2 research, which is basically doubling the effectiveness of each person assigned to the research. Cross-prospecting is okay, but limited use. I don't really want to colonize awful planets, if I can help it. Neutrino physics.
That's magnificent, Highness.
We can unlock the neutron collider here. Got a couple of 100 hours logged in City Skyline, says Mr. Wonders. I don't know if I've got that many, but we did a whole city last time called Farageville. Thanks for Mulhernator's naming scheme. And yeah, we've got up to about 200,000, but unfortunately the processor in this machine is not great, so it kind of messed up after that. And then Snowfall, what do you call it? What was the expansion called? Snowfall, yeah, it was called Snowfall. Came out and it screwed with all my mods, so all my mods are broken. But we'll get back into Skylines pretty soon. 700 hours in Crusader Kings, so that's... Excuse me, I hate to tell you, that's 4 weeks of doing nothing but 24/7 Crusader Kings in total. That is absolutely insane. I'd say you definitely... So, I don't know how you guys work out what games you want to play, but I have a rough rule, which is basically maximum £2 per hour. So, supposing a game costs £30, or $50, depending on where you are, I need to be able to get at least 15 hours out of it for it to be worth it. If it costs £10, maybe $15, I'd only need to be able to get 5 hours out of it for it to be enjoyable. But in terms of Crusader Kings, that, yeah, I think you've definitely met that. So if you work out, including all the DLC you've bought, how much you spent, and then work that out cost per hour, it's going to be very, very small. Didn't buy any DLC for City Skylines, Mr. Wonder says. Is it worth it? Yes. The first one, After Dark, is definitely worth it. Because it gives you a lot of extra things to play with. I'm not convinced on Snowfall yet. I don't think it's worth it. Mainly because it's not seasonal, right? So you've got a snowy city, it's always snowy. And the problem with that is that you can't see what's going on in the game. You can't see, like, buildings have colour to them, but when everything's covered in snow, everything's white, so you can't tell what buildings are doing what. And it's just really depressing. It's really depressing to see it just snowing all the time. It does add interesting mechanics though, like heat pipes and all kinds of stuff like that, and trams as well. But if the mechanics that interest you are available free, because a lot of the mechanics get put into the base game for City Skylines when new DLC comes out, if they're just in the base game anyway, I wouldn't worry about it. But After Dark, I would definitely recommend that. You can get some really nice things in After Dark. Just by DLC shouldn't be that cheap. 14 pence an hour, says Mulhernator. That's pretty cheap. That's, if I ended up being a male prostitute, that's about what I'd be able to charge. So we've got our maximum population now in Ivielda 2. What I do want to do is build more colonies. Well, how's our pollution? Not affecting us right now. Have a colony ship, please. That'll take 6 turns, okay. I know the feeling with Witcher 3. I had to physically stop myself from really getting into Witcher 3 because The Witcher 3 was a game that I said I won't put on Twitch. I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision, but to expect somebody to tune in every time I'm on Twitch and watch what would be a 100-hour campaign seemed a bit unreasonable, whereas games like City Skylines you can drop in and out of. Like games like this, it wouldn't matter if you missed the first part of the campaign. With The Witcher I felt like it would, so I decided to play that as a solo game, but I decided if I was going to put any significant time into it as a solo game, I'd have to drop doing so much Twitch. And I can't do that. I love you guys too much. Oh, Mario. Do you know those kind of games, like, it's typical, you don't get to do it quite as much in The Witcher, but, like, you know RPGs, modern RPGs, you know it's a good RPG when you spend the first 5 hours of your gameplay designing your character. I mean, I really like that about Divinity. Divinity Original Sin, which I must go back and finish, was really good for that. We're still building up our population over here. I'm going to take you off research and put you on production because I get a lot more out of you doing production. But I do want a starbase because we can't have that many more ships otherwise. You charge your clients £240 an evening. Is that what you tell your girlfriend? Right, she calls you up.
Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
She calls you up like, "Oh, Mulhernator, darling, do you want to go out for dinner? That'll be £240 and you're paying for dinner." "Oh, you're so romantic, Mulhernator." I don't know if that's what your girlfriend sounds like, I'm just guessing. Production per cell. So this is really useful. Because again, it's one of those things that scales. So the more people you have in production, the more production you get. And then generic upgrades. We'll upgrade our ships.
Look, Skylo.
I think
That's magnificent, Highness.
probably want to go for the physics upgrade here. These unlocks aren't useful, but the tech tree is. Oh, she has a lovely voice. What are you saying? I don't have a lovely voice. Thank you. Alright, you stay there, and we're gonna send in our fleet to take out this pirate base. Excellent, so we've still only got the 3 worlds right now. Oh,
GNN.
time for the robots.
And now, the state of the galaxy. Current number of colonies.
Okay, well I'm lagging behind. So what we can do is we can look at the victory conditions, and that gives us a good indication of how the game's going. So I am actually the most excellent. Sounds like I'm in Bill and Ted. Excellent! And then you do the air guitar, you know. I don't have to do air guitar, I've got a real guitar over there, which is something else I do on Twitch, if you're interested. At some point. Do a little bit of Rocksmith, so playing various tunes on an actual guitar. It's not like Guitar Hero or Rock Band. This is actual making music via the computer. Do quite a lot of that. But we get a chance to have a look at, so Conquest, for example. I'm lagging quite far behind in power. I'm not sure this works properly because the Bullrathi I can't believe would be on 0. These guys are doing so badly though. And then there's kind of like a graph here that we can look at. So we turn everybody on. We can only see the red line. Why have they been? Wow, that's interesting. The best part would be if she referred to him by his nick and not real name. Yeah, I don't do real names with people on Twitch. Well, I give out my first name, you know, but most people just call me FW. But yeah, that'd be hilarious. Like, but what about if that was his real name? Like, he could legitimately be called Mulhernator, King Henry Mulhernator. That's a Crusader Kings reference. Uncultured American here, random question. Is quid slang for a pound the way buck is slang for a dollar? You get it, it's exactly right. Yeah, completely right there. Quid. 5 quid. Is that what I said? I should avoid using slang where possible, obviously. These guys need to grow. I think, no, because we built the colony ship. we've lost a population as a result. We probably want to go ahead and put in a neutron collider to give us some more production over here. We need some more morale boosts. That's not your real name, Marhanator. That would be hilarious though if you actually were Farage. I've been talking to you all this time. I didn't realise you were Farage, and I'd be sharing multiplayer games with you and you were actually Nigel Farage. Should we just colonise this one? No, that's Tundra. What about one of these ones? Minerals are poor. I mean, that... It's a little bit far away. What about this one down here? Media Prime. Okay, we'll do that one. I'm just going to have to hope there's no pirates in the vicinity. So we're back at our population cap. Oh no, one pirate ship. Oh, I'm so scared. Right, so these guys kick their ass. Let's go over to this base and bomb the crap out of it. Bit simple, this mechanic at the minute, but it's fine.
Your crew descends to investigate the remains of the pirate enclave. The destruction is near to...
That guy reads too slowly for my liking. Basically, we got one population on our homeworld as a result of that. Which isn't really our homeworld, I suppose, because we lost the capital. But we'll get it back.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
So we can upgrade our blueprints once again. It actually makes the destroyers cheaper, which is fine. Okay. We should probably clear out these low time things. Get those researchers out of the way. Colonize all of the planets and leave the Eurogalactic Union. Yeah, we don't want to be in the Eurogalactic Union, that's terrible. Although, I read in the Daily Mail, well, I didn't read in the Daily Mail, I was walking past the Daily Mail in a newspaper stand. So if you're not British, there's one thing you need to know about the Daily Mail, and that is that they hate all immigrants, and basically they are a newspaper for children. For extremist children. So apparently the Daily Mail was claiming that the Queen is highly in favour of pulling out of the EU. I don't see why or what that has to do with anything. So our fleet's basically been freed up now, so I'm just going to put it in a central position over here. I don't know where we'll need it, but this will make sure we can get it there as quickly as possible. We're beyond 100 turns now. So plenty more from me on Twitch. We got a regular board games evening tomorrow night from 8 PM UK time, which is 3 PM Eastern. Although some Eastern states are on daylight savings now, so it'll be 4 PM Eastern, I believe, if I can do the conversion correctly. Although I'm not sure if that's going ahead, because our regulars for that board game evening are possibly otherwise engaged. If not, I'll just do some Twitch in general. I have taken the rest of the week off, as per the aforementioned Cheltenham Race Festival. Because good luck getting anywhere in Cheltenham when it's been invaded by a load of horse racing fans. But that means you get more Twitch out of me, at least. If that's a good thing, I'll let you decide. Pollution, it's getting pretty bad, so let's clean it up. And let's put an atmospheric renewer in over here. What board game are you playing, says Mr. Wonders. So far, we have been doing a lot of Jackbox, which I appreciate isn't really a board game, but Jackbox is really nice for audience participation because you guys can get involved, play the games with us, and have a good time. It's also extremely funny. We played some Cards Against Humanity on Tabletop Simulator. We played some XCOM, the board game, and we played some various other games, like Secret Hitler. But who knows? I mean, we don't generally seem to be able to decide in advance, so we decide on the day normally. But like I said, most people are otherwise engaged this week, I think, so we're probably not going to be doing the board games. I don't know. I'm one of those people that gets really stressed out when things aren't planned out properly. Like, I want everything to be laid out in detail, and you've got to be there at the exact time, you know? Like, when I go to work and people are 3 minutes late for a meeting, I get really annoyed. It's probably not a legitimate reason to get annoyed, but it does mean that my scheduling is not quite as good as I'd like it to be here on Twitch, because not everyone can commit every week. I understand. We're all doing this as volunteers. Well, not really. Volunteer is not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. We're doing it because we enjoy it, not because this is our job or we're getting paid for it. I sure would like to do that one day. But hey, we have 350 followers, so we've got quite a way to go before we go full-time with this stuff, if ever. But hey, like I said, as long as I'm enjoying it, as long as there's people out there who are genuinely interested to watch this kind of thing, carry on. So Fusion Beam and Fusion Bomb, very similarly named things. This Fusion Beam will get us the ability to improve our ships, and Fusion Bomb will make it more plausible for us to attack planets. I'm going to choose the Fusion Bomb in this situation because the nuclear bombs are pretty weak, and there's lots of other weapons we can put on ships. Excellent. Cruisers and destroyers upgraded to contain neutron bombs. And we'll just take this one on.
That's magnificent, Highness.
It is a debate that's been going on. Like, I don't want to go too deep into the politics of it, but this is the example I always give. Give me some good examples, historically, when a nation split into separate nations, and the result was good. Because I'm thinking India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. We all know how that turned out. Well, maybe you don't, but it didn't turn out well. I mean, the one that probably did work was Yugoslavia, you know. But East and West Germany, that didn't really turn out very well. And the list goes on. So, in general, if everyone can agree and get on, it doesn't really matter what country you're from, you just need to be a good human being. And if we can all try and be good human beings, we'll all get along. We can all work together for the same purpose, which is kind of like, sounds a bit noble, but like improving humanity through various means. Then we can do that together. We don't all need to be tiny separate countries. There's an economy of scale involved in being part of a larger union, I think. Mr. Wonders says, you're doing very well. A nice professional setup and good commentary. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do like to invest. Maybe it's a little bit too much in the stream. These guys can go on guard anyway. So yeah, I've got for the simulation stuff, I've got the track IR.
Offerings from the hag.
Oh, I'm gonna have to say yes to this, aren't I? Oh, he's afraid. I'm gonna decline you. I'm really not scared of him, actually. His military power is terrible. So we've got the steering wheel, the pedals, the track IR to do proper simulation, the joystick for when we decide to do some flight sim, which might be soon, and a nice electric guitar for when we want to do some music. Exception would be Sudan. Yeah, I mean, Sudan's too new, Mulhernator. You don't know how that's going to work out. It did end a civil war, and I'm very glad that it did, but it could go either way. Let's take these. We don't need him on food, so let's go put them all on research. So we're balanced on food right now. Having said that, I am going to make another colony ship, so we'll need more food eventually.